Here we go.
Hi guys, it's Mel again. We're just getting ready for the show. We're going to be on in a couple of minutes, so we're just warming up our voices.
Did they hear that?
Yeah.
Practicing.
So guys, tune into your radio, 88.7, 90.3 FM. We've got about 2 minutes before we go live. I just want to say, I was meant to say it in the other video, but now's the perfect time. I'm still doing healing sessions. So this is the fun bit of what I do, but I still do healing sessions. So I've got a few appointments left for the rest of this week. And also appointments next week. So if you guys want kinesiology, energy healing, just book in. So it might be confusing, but this is my fun part of my job.
And my fun part too.
Yeah. But I do love my work as healing as well. So just book in when you're ready. It's going to be a good show. So stay tuned.
The energy's building.
Can you feel it? Feels thirsty all the time.
Yeah, I've got mine here ready to go.
Notice that the clock on the phone, I think it's about 2 minutes early. I still hit it anyway, so that we've got more time to talk.
Keeping us tuned.
Yep.
And the butterflies are settling now.
Good. Send those butterflies away.
I think some of the most famous people say, if you don't feel a little bit nervous, you're not excited and you're not actually committed. Yes. So I think that is a good analogy.
Yes, it is. It is. It's a very, very good sign, isn't it? Love it. We don't realise how much we suppress that these days, that nervous feeling.
Yeah.
We walk away from it.
Yes,
but
it's
like,
an avoidance. But right now, there's no chance for that.
But it brings out the fun, like, you know.
Life is about curiosity and excitement and what's new and what's different and taking you out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
Yeah. Especially this decade, right?
Oh,
be uncomfortable in the uncomfortable. Here we go.
Yes. When we have our break for the song, I'll get you to say exactly what you said to the Facebook Livers about how last decade was about suffering. Yes. And this year is about, or like this decade's about
expanding.
Yeah.
Really finding ourselves.
Yeah, because you, by the sounds of it, you do astrology as well.
I'm not trained officially in anything.
Okay.
Oh, a little bit, but I do it with numerology, astrology, everything.
Yeah, you've got a whole toolkit.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, love it. Alright. So we're going live. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome everyone. Welcome to Radio Northern Beaches, 88.7 and 90.3 FM. You're listening to Melissa here. This is the Hummingbird Talks. They happen every Wednesday at 11 a.m. And what I do with these Hummingbird Talks, I have different guests on each week, and we talk about spirituality, health and wellness. So each guest has a specialty, a modality, and we just talk about different topics, so helping to educate and inspire the wider audience out there about different spirituality views, different health and wellness techniques as well. So I'm very excited for my guest today. We've got Donna from Spectrum Healing. She works with light, colour, any sort of frequency really. Is that right, Donna?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. What a privilege and honour to be here. Thank you for inviting me on this day.
No, that's absolutely okay. I'm so excited to have you here as well. So Donna, what I'll get you to do is just so that you can really connect with the audience out there, just tell them a little bit about yourself and how you actually got into this work.
Well, the Spectrum Healing modality was self-created by my own journey. Obviously, as a healer, we always have to have our own journey, and we begin firstly with self. So my journey was complicated, very complex, I was born awake, and it's very unusual to actually admit that on live radio, but I actually was, and I wasn't aware that I was born awake when I was awake, but I absolutely knew that I was a little different as time went on. And most spiritual people who are here to do something different and to change the consciousness of the planet are aware that they're a little different, but for some reason I was even a little more different. I saw things in reverse, I saw things that other people didn't see. So I've had a very conscious understanding of seeing, feeling and knowing since a little girl. So finally I listened to my heart call and began healing and had a little bit of training in a few other modalities, and then it all just woke up.
And don't we love it? I think the world and your clients and us here are really grateful that you have woken up and really recognised those abilities. And
thank you.
Yeah, there's not many people do that. They don't realise that they're awake, or they go through a bit of an awakening.
Yes. Well, it definitely, I'd probably say I had a massive reawakening. It wasn't that I closed it down, but part of not belonging and feeling different, we have this crazy urge to belong and to fit in. So I went through that for most of my teenage years until my 20s said, we're not going to let this happen any longer.
And don't you love it? As much as you think you're in control, there's always something guiding, something higher.
So true, Melissa. We're not in control at all.
No.
You know, there is the power of the free will that allows us to Miranda where we think we're going, but really the greater mystery is always taking care of us.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Now, Donna, you've mentioned a couple of things that I do want to talk about throughout the show. Very much how you said you do things in reverse. So working with the light, you do it in reverse. I so want to hear more about that.
How exciting, so do I.
So what we're going to do first, though, we're going to go to a song, a very classic song, and I thought it'd be very fitting. Belinda Carlisle, Summer Rain. So guys, enjoy this one.
Beautiful.
Love this song. Yes, perfectly. For some reason I can't hear it in my headphones, so I'm just going to change them. Yeah, cool. You did well.
Thank you.
And that's the rest of the show as well, okay?
And I will mention a little bit about spectrum and what it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You find that, I find that when I give the questions,
it all flows as it's meant to.
Yeah, it all flows, and even if we go off random topics, when I go and look at the outline, I go, oh yeah, we did answer that question.
We'll weave back, yes.
Yeah. So yeah. Hi Bianca. Sorry, we've got a viewer.
Hi Bianca.
Do you know Bianca?
Very well.
Yeah, okay. So I met Bianca in networking.
Ah.
Yeah, so I'm
Bianca is one of my most star students.
Oh, love it.
She is committed to her light and love and everything in transforming people in her own world as a coach.
Yeah,
too.
she's amazing.
Amazing.
Absolutely love Bianca. So thank you for watching. This is so exciting.
Hello, gorgeous girl.
It's amazing how small our, how connected we're all.
Our soul family always comes together. And she would be loving this song. She can't hear this song yet, can she? No. Summer Rain.
Yes, Summer Rain. I just, thought it a great classic.
Yeah.
Oh, so I've only got about a minute left of the song, but next break I'll get Donna to explain the astrological bits of what's happening for this decade and stuff, because it's fascinating and very fitting. So yeah, stay tuned. So that was Summer Rain by Belinda Carlisle. Very much a classic and very much a favourite between us two.
Yeah, warming my heart.
It does, doesn't it? So guys, welcome back to 88.7 and 90.3 FM. This is Radio Northern Beaches. You're here with Melissa from the Hummingbird Talks, and I've got a very special guest with me today. Her name's Donna. She's from Spectrum Healing, and she works with light, colour, frequency, and all the vibrations of the world. Even her voice is a transmuter of healing as well.
It's a sonar, like the whales and the dolphins. It emanates like a sonar frequency. So it puts people into a little healing trance or state as I communicate. So a delightful transmission I welcome.
Yes, and please don't listen while you're driving.
Yes.
But Donna, just before we went to the song, you were talking about a little bit about yourself. You went through an awakening, a reawakening as well. You've always been awake, but one thing you did mention, and it's going to lead into our questions of what is light, but how do you explain working in reverse? So I probably should ask, what is light? Let's answer that question.
Let's start there, because we'll weave into that. Well, light is the connection for us to the universe.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, light is energy.
Yes, right.
And light is the greatest energy that we have available to ourselves to access, to purify.
Yeah.
Much in line with your radio program called
Yes.
Find the Light Inside.
Yes.
It's kind of a little giggle that it's actually what I do as well.
Yeah.
So light is an electromagnetic radiation within the whole spectrum of the electromagnetic field. So light is a part of the electromagnetic field, as is colour, sound, vibration, frequency, and that are all the things that the spectrum healing modality works with. Light is also composed of particles, photons, and neurons, and within the spectrum technology, I'm able to see light in the cosmic blueprint.
Yes.
But I see it in reverse. So the light that creates the blue sky, the green grass, everything that we see as a human visual is seen as the light as light. Well, I see the light in shadow.
Okay.
And I look in the light of people's cosmic blueprint, and you need light to see light. Right? So does that make sense?
Yes, it kind of does, because okay, just explain that one a little bit further, because I'm even getting a little bit stumped on how.
So light reveals itself as colour.
Yes.
All right, and when you look at somebody's blueprint where there's a blockage or a wound or a trauma or a belief, you need to be the light to see the light. Yeah. So I don't actually see the wounds necessarily in the dark. Okay. I always see them as they are meant to be. Nothing is broken.
Okay.
And when you see that as in the cosmic blueprint, you're able to say, how has this lesson been of benefit to you? What is the greatest teaching? And when the teaching is complete, it is time to then use the colour. Then I heal it through the vibration of sound that also comes out of my mouth, and tuning forks and crystal bowls and Tibetan bowls, whatever you are called to, whatever your spirit calls me to bring into. And that's the concept of the word spectrum. It's the spectrum of everything. Yeah. Sound, light, colour, vibration, frequency, DNA, multi-dimensional aspects. But the light connects us to the universe. And as a cosmic galactic being, all of us are, we don't ever see anything in the polarity of wrong or right or black and white, and that will take us later on into our talk about the yin and yang. So here in the three-dimensional world, we do see things as a duality and as a polarity, but for me in the spectrum vibration, I don't actually see what is supposedly wrong with you as a problem. Now, a good example in the human world would be if your tyres are worn out in your car, you will go and replace the tyres because they're past their use-by date.
That's right.
So it's the same with beliefs and wounds and conditionings across our multidimensional soul. So the light shows up,
Yes.
I remove the light that is the blockage, and I replace it often with light also.
Okay.
It's a concept process.
It is. And look, I did a bit of colour therapy myself, just those little online educational things, and I understand what you're talking about, how you use light to heal with light. You see the light and heal it with light. Because in colour therapy, they say, okay, if you see a red and this person has this condition, they might need a yellow or a purple or something like that to heal. Can I take it one step back to someone who's just hearing that for the first time? How do they experience light, or what is the way that they can connect with the light that you're talking about? Because I know in meditation, some people see colours.
That's a fantastic question, because we bring it back to Light 101 and we talk of the chakras.
Yes.
So the chakras are related to the 7 colours of our rainbow.
Yes.
And in mastering those 7 colours, we are mastering our connections to our 7 chakras and also mastering our connection into our endocrine system, into our body. So the chakras bring light through colour into our body to purify.
Yes.
And spectrum healing at the end of the day is truly one thing, a purification back to your light.
Yes.
Your true essence, who you really
Absolutely.
are. So the chakras are really important. And, there's way more than 7, but the 7 represent the domination of the 7 aspects of the 7 colours of the rainbow.
Yes.
And the colour itself have their own sound and frequencies. And when you delve more into the sound aspects, you play with the field of sound that goes with those chakras too. And that is weaved into the energy as well.
Yeah, nice. And I'm glad that you mentioned the 7 colours of the rainbow relating to the 7 chakras, because there's no coincidence that we see those 7 colours and suddenly there's 7 different colours of the chakras.
Yes.
So it's no coincidence there. So if someone is hearing the word chakra for the first time, how would you describe it?
It's a spinning wheel of energy that is co-created in our energy body. We have our crown chakra, which is above our head. We have our third eye, which is in the centre of our forehead. We have our throat, that is obviously at our throat. Yes. Our heart in our centre of our chest. Our solar plexus just below our ribs. Our sacral chakra, which is just about 3 fingers below our belly button, and the base, which is the bottom of our coccyx bone, which connects us down into the earth. Yeah. And those chakras are spinning wheels of energy, and for me, they're spirals of manifestation. Yeah. If you keep your energy clean, you will keep your body clean, and your life will manifest into joy and love and abundance and vitality. So working with the chakras, to me, is as important as cleaning my teeth, brushing my hair, and personal hygiene.
Yes, and many people recognise that their energy, who they show up as a person or as an energy, is affecting others around them. Is that right?
Absolutely. We affect others. We're all one. At the end of the day, the spectrum of all of us is within the spectrum of the whole holographics of the whole cosmos. So I'm affecting you right now, you're affecting me right now in a most joyful way, but not always is it in a most joyful way. And that is why sometimes we resonate with people and sometimes we don't. And it's okay not to resonate with people, and it's okay to move yourself away from that vibration. But sometimes often people are reflecting something back at you, and it can be the most simple of experiences. The coffee shop, somebody could be serving you coffee that triggers you, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, what's the matter with that person? Well, actually that person is showing an aspect of you, and if it triggers you, go away and have a little bit of a look at it. If somebody told you had bad breath, you would clean your teeth. So there's something in your energy that is relating to that, but relating to that in the shadow aspect of yourself.
Donna, I'm sitting over here going, oh my God, yes. I'm so glad that you've mentioned that, because not many people realise that. They're quick to put blame on the other person, going, look what this person's done to me, rather than going, hang on a second, why is it triggering me? It's not triggering the next person. Like, why is this particularly triggering me? what is it that I learn? And not many people ask themselves of that.
No.
Want to ask themselves.
People are so ready to defend, justify, and then project, and often sometimes attack. And the true gift of being able to be an expert in my field, and I'm actually quite proud to actually be able to say that now, is the work I do on myself behind the scenes. And I like to own all of me. I like to be accountable of who and responsible for my own energy. And I like to look at the world as light and shadow equals love. And sometimes we live in this love and light world, and we do this spiritual bypass, and we forget to look at the parts of us that aren't always in the light. But the more you look at those parts in your shadow that need to transmute back to the light, is more light that you will hold. And it's immortality, it's alchemy, it's you not aging in truth. Yes. And living the best version of you.
Yeah, perfect. A lot of stuff right there that we've gone through. Before I go to the next song, just so that people do have time to process what we've been talking about, we can see 7 colours, or there is 7 rays of colour.
There is, yes, and we see them through our eyes.
Yes.
You know, colour really is an aspect of things that are caused by different qualities of light being reflected or emitted by them.
Yeah.
They are an illusion in truth, but that's a whole other topic.
Absolutely. Let's not go there today. Yes. But it's just a reflection, really.
Yes.
But you work with a different colour as well. So the way that you described it, so tell me what the 8th colour ray is.
Oh, thank you, Melissa, for asking me this question, because this is actually, but the 8th colour is what really made me realise how different I probably was from a young child, is that I see the colours, but the 8th colour is when you've mastered the 7 colours of the rainbow, and it is the gateway to the higher dimensions. So the 8th colour is no colour. It is actually fully transparent, and a really great way to describe it, so our human understanding is, you know, when you blow those bubbles through with the detergent, and you can see the light reflecting in that clear bubble, that is the 8th colour. It owns the properties of all 7 colours mastered, but then it opens the portal to the next level. So the 8th colour is everything and nothing, with no space in between.
Hard concept, like even myself with, I just look at everything and go, yep, take it as it is kind of thing. Even that's like a hard concept for me to understand. But what I want to ask is, if we are trying to master the 7 colours
of the chakras, and the rainbow,
the rainbow, how does someone go about mastering it, and what do you mean by mastering it?
It's understanding all the principles, the concepts, the emotional and mental conditioning within the human being that triggers you to not be your true self. Yes. So what you need energy work, and you need to personal development, energy work, and all modalities help to support you to become your better self.
Yeah, absolutely.
And in the medical world, and I am absolutely all for the medical world, it is there to be complementary more to the energy world as opposed to the other way around. Yes. But the way that everything works, it is uncovering who you really are. Yeah. And we can talk of beliefs, wounds, everything like this, but really it's conditioning. Yeah. How we condition and how we perceive our reality. When we change our ability to change our thoughts, change our feelings, and as you said earlier, stop blaming others for our reality, take ownership. Yeah. So meditation is a wonderful way, getting connected to nature, and if you're stuck and block, actually having some healing sessions yourself, mentoring sessions, counselling sessions, coaching sessions. There's many things out there that serve many different people, and not all modalities are for the one individual person. That's so right. If something doesn't resonate, change. Yes. Yeah, there's many things out there, and I think it's just about taking that first step and saying, I truly want to vibrate at the optimum, abundance, joy, happiness, freedom. So how do I go about that? Well, Google energy healing, Google kinesiology, Google is good for something, and there will be something that resonates with you.
Yeah, perfect. I think the question I want to leave people is that a lot of us healers or practitioners talk about our true self, our authentic self, and we've got to get rid of all these conditionings and beliefs and stuff like that. if someone's hearing, oh, you're not living your true self, how would you describe the true self?
The true self is with no limitation.
Yeah.
You can be free to speak, free to feel, and free to really know that you're enough in every moment.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't think I was going to say this on live radio, but I am.
Yeah.
You know, coming here for me and being interviewed in this space, as much as I am an expert in my field and have huge amount of experiences, this is uncomfortable for me. So being uncomfortable in the uncomfortable is very, very important for every single person.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
And to know that you're enough who you are. It doesn't matter. You don't have to compare yourself with anybody else. Just do what your heart calls you. And if you don't know what your heart calls, breathe. Stop. Go into that heart. That heart always knows.
Absolutely doesn't.
Always knows. And it may seem too hard, or I'm not going to say that healing is easy or healing is hard or becoming who you really are. It just is. And you've got to take that first step to say, something isn't aligned in my life. Not something is wrong. Something isn't aligned, and I know there's more out there for me. And if at first it means getting some support through a healer or through all those other things we talked about, go right ahead. Yeah. And then they will awaken you to find out how you do it within yourself.
Yes. Oh my God, Donna, I'm getting immersed in what you're saying. I'm like, I've got to do radio. But the question that has come up for me, I kind of forgot it, but I loved exactly what you said. It's about mastering yourself. I love that you mentioned that even here as a healer, doing this radio show, you're in the uncomfortable, comfortable kind of thing. You're getting comfortable with the uncomfortable.
Yeah, and this is what this whole decade is about.
Yeah.
You've got to put yourself out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think many people, when they think about the spiritual realm or working in or being spiritual, that it is just about your human experiences.
Oh, Melissa, that is the greatest question of all.
Yeah.
Or insight into, segue into being more spiritual. You have to be more human to be more spiritual.
Thank you.
And they talk so much about, grounding and anchoring and being in your body. Now, a lot of people go, oh, what does that mean? Well, it means being connected to the actual being that brought you here.
Yeah.
And to be more grounded, more anchored in your physical reality allows the body to heal through the chakra connection into our endocrine system, and our endocrine system then purifies the rest of our systems, and then we are able to be more spiritual in human form.
Oh my God.
But I love being human.
I love being human. Yes, it's taken me a while to understand that, because I was going through my own healing journey, and I was getting caught up with what everyone thought was spirituality, sitting on top of the mountain,
gracious,
all of that. But then I started to realize that it wasn't doing me any justice, and that really the human aspect is what we need to heal ourselves. Like I've said it to many friends, and we've said it to each other, is that you can't sit in a room just meditating all day thinking that you're going to heal yourself.
No, that's too yin. We definitely need the yang aspect, which is our action. And, for many people, they've said, Donna's very grounded. She's very anchored in her spirituality. But I am very woo, very woo. But I'm very able to bring it into the human reality, because I want to help transform people's human lives. What is the point of meditating for 1,000 hours and you've still got this unbelievable, shocking, difficult, challenged human experience? We came and we chose human first. That's why our soul is here as a human being.
Yes, absolutely. Donna, we're going to go to a song, Dancing on the Ceiling.
Oh!
I think it's Lionel Richie. So guys, enjoy this one. I think I'm going with the classics today with the songs. Absolutely love them.
I feel like a classic old healer.
Yeah. I believe that's playing now. There we go. Dancing on the Ceiling, guys. Enjoy this. How you feeling?
Feel great.
Yeah. Loving what you're saying.
Good.
Absolutely love what you're saying. And I think one thing that's really happening with these shows is that everything that I'm afraid to talk about, my guests are talking about. So it's just like, yes.
What a beautiful complementary connection. It's great.
It is. We've got about 4 minutes. So guys, hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hi Bianca, if you're still on. There is another person watching, so guys, wave, let us know you're there. I will do a show where I'm going to reach out to you guys so that you have all your questions answered as well. But Donna, talk about this decade astrologically.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
Finally, let me just take these off for a moment.
Yeah.
Finally, we have moved through the era, the Piscean era. We talk about the old decade, the last decade of being entwined in that Piscean energy, but in fact it's been the last 25,000 years that we have been in the era and the age of Pisces. And Pisces has been all about suffering, sacrifice, punishment, and truly releasing all of that out of our DNA and out of our energy. And it's been a heavy, dense time because there were heavy, dense energies that we had to release. Now we are moving in, and we are in the golden age of Aquarius, and that anchored in the new moon on in January just past. So truly the new moon in my world is Happy New Year. So we are now really in the vibration of 2020. And the golden age of Aquarius, it kind of speaks for itself. It's a higher vibration. It's all about joy, empowerment, enlightenment, and really bringing that true self to form and allowing her or him to step out into the world. And knowing that we're moving past once anything was possible to everything is probable. And the technology world, that I know is a controversial issue for many, but it is also in alignment with our spiritual evolution. Technology really is spiritual evolution in form. That's how I see it. So bringing technology and spiritual, the seen and the unseen, is the golden age of Aquarius. And really understanding that the only reason technology is a problem in the human race is because we're excessive and we become addicted to things. So be mindful that you keep your life in balance. And 2020 is the platform for how you're going to set up your reality for this decade, for the decade of 2020 to 2030. And remember to do the work this year. Create the seeds of what you really want, how you want to show up in this world, and how you want to belong, and what you want to emanate into the world. Welcome to the new decade.
Wonderful, I absolutely love it. Thank you. I'm going to have to go watch that again so that I can just like take notes.
Take notes.
Yep, get into
So this new decade's all about you. All about you.
Awesome. All right, guys, we're just about to go back. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
My
Really
pleasure.
good. So that was Dancing on the Ceiling by Lionel Richie. So welcome back, guys. You're listening to Radio Northern Beaches 88.7 and 90.3 FM. You can hear us on your radio station, but also on our website, rnb.org.au. So that's rnb.org.au. Just a quick community service announcement before we head into continue our show with Donna. Rock Relief. So the Northern Beaches Council is presenting Rock Relief. That is happening on Saturday the 15th of February from 2 to 9 p.m. at Brookvale Oval. So if you guys want more information on it, it's beachesrockrelief.com.au. Tickets are on Human Teaks, and they're $55 each. Guys, the lineup of this looks amazing. So Christine Anu, Dog Trumpet, Furnace and the Fundamentals, Grace Huda Gurus, the Choir Boys, Shannon Knowles, so quite a few big names, and all profits go to bushfire relief. So the website is beachesrockrelief.com.au. But guys, welcome back. This is the Hummingbird Talks. My name is Melissa, and every week we talk about spirituality, health and wellness. My guest, Donna, we've had an amazing chat to begin with. Donna, we're going to continue our chat because we've been talking about light, working with the light, connecting with light. We've also talked about the 7 chakras, how they're our big energy centers and how to master them. One thing you didn't mention is the endocrine system as well. So how does light kind of translate into our endocrine system?
Melissa, I love the endocrine system.
Yeah, good.
So just going back a little bit into my journey, the reason why the endocrine system became so special and so relevant to my life is I had a journey of chronic fatigue. Now that's my old story, but it's important to really set you up to understand that chronic fatigue syndrome is something that really depletes you and puts you into a state of debilitation. Yeah. And when I was diagnosed with it via the virus of the Epstein-Barr and glandular fever, I was basically told I'd have this for the rest of my life. Now, that's...
I love that you're laughing about it.
That's a joke. So that was what we called my reawakening, and I'm extremely grateful for that experience because it also has made me a holistic expert in how the endocrine system and the chakra system work together, because there was no way in hell that I was going to hear that in my vibrations. So I went away and did a lot of personal healing through other healers and other modalities, which I honour and respect greatly. And they helped me to become who I am today. So I love and adore every single one of them. But the endocrine system is often seen as glands that are set up individually and they work by themselves. Well, to me, that is not true. Everything works holistically within the body, and the chakra system and the endocrine system are married as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. To me, it's like the chakra system is the yin and the endocrine system is the yang. Okay. So in a medical understanding, because we want to keep also understanding what the endocrine system does do in the body, it is a chemical messenger system, and it's often referenced in the medical world as internal medicine. Okay. And I'd like to think energy healing is internal medicine as well. So it's a beautiful dance together, because we're working with the energy body and an internal medicine known as the endocrine system.
Yes. I'm just going to pause you right there, sorry, because I've studied the endocrine system, not in an extent, but I've never heard it as the internal medicine. So thank you for shedding light on that. So, but continue.
Yes, and maybe also just to shed more light in the years that I've been working as an energetic healer and teacher, I am so surprised how many people do not know what the endocrine system is and have really no idea that it's connected to every other system in our body. Yeah. And I will continue along that pathway. It really does surprise me. So it's something that seems to be left out of our teachings, which also indicates why the chakras may be left out of our, imagine if chakras and endocrine systems were talked about and learnt in our schooling system.
Yeah, totally different, right?
The way of the future, right? Maybe our children's children, or maybe your future children. Yes. So understanding that it's really directly related to our circulatory system, and therefore it's related to every other system in the body. So, we pump blood through our circulatory system, and blood is connected to the endocrine system. So every cell of our being operates and relates to the endocrine system.
Yeah, fantastic. The first system that I saw was the nervous system. So how does I'm not sure if you can answer this, but, if you can't, that's absolutely fine.
You bet I can.
Oh, perfect. The nervous system is our response, it's our messages, it's our feelings, it's everything. Yeah. So how does the endocrine system relate to the nervous system?
The greatest way you can describe, just also to understand that the endocrine system is a glandular system, and it's the pituitary, the pineal, the thyroid, the parathyroid, the thymus, the heart, the adrenals, the pancreas, the ovaries, the testes, and also the hypothalamus. So they are primary glands within our body. Yeah. But the nervous system lives within everything. Yes. Starts with the nervous system, ends with the nervous system. Yeah. So when I was beginning the process of self-healing, self-discovery, and understanding more about who I am as a physical body, also as an energetic body, because chronic fatigue basically shuts your physical body down as well. So it wasn't a waking to bring the two together. So you can see why I see it as my greatest gift.
Yes, absolutely.
I used to, and I am going to use this word, preach. Starts with the nervous system, it ends with the nervous system, and you deal with everything in between. Yeah. You become an enlightened being.
Yes, perfect.
And the endocrine system and the chakra system are the two key gateways to bringing those two systems together, so that you have so the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system, they often work in conflict. You bring them back into alignment. And this is the weave of the unity consciousness that we're going to be working with in this new decade and this new earth and this new enlightenment period where we can really bring everything together with no separation. So it starts with the nervous system, it ends with the nervous system. It's like parasympathetic, sympathetic becoming one, and back to the vagus nerve, which is in our brain, which that is the true point that knows everything.
Absolutely.
And that is seen as the vagus nerve is the seen point in our world that knows everything, but the etheric layer of our aura is the unseen memory bank. So both of them work there. Where there's a seen, there's an unseen. Yeah. And to me, I'm able to cross that veil. So that is why I'm able to see colour in the reverse to how colour is seen through the eyes, because I see it through my third eye.
Yeah, okay. Can you... Sorry, I paused for a bit because I don't know how to ask this question because I'm still a little bit stumped, and it might not be something that you might want to reveal, but when you say you see in reverse, it's mean you see the wound, but you see the light or the goodness behind it.
Yes. So I only know that it's ready to be shifted because it's not my job to walk on somebody else's journey and take away or remove something that isn't ready to be removed.
Yes, thank you.
So this is why colour is a fantastic way, because it gets my opinions, my journey, my conditioning completely out of the way. Yeah. And then I see the colour, meaning I see the point of light that created the wound. Yes. And people would say I see the core of the shadow, but the core of the shadow was once light, and I'm able to bring it back to the light through the colour and then shift it. And I may just share this noise with you because many of my clients are very familiar with my swishy. So it sounds a little like this. Yeah. So when I'm sure Bianca is laughing as she is watching on there and thought, would I ever put that on live radio? But that is the sound component. So I see the colour and I shift it through a sound vibration. Not always is it as consistent as that, but that is how the complementary of the colour is the feminine. Yes. And it's often resonated in my teachings as the peace. And the sound is the harmony, and which is the yang. And they shift together, and when we move them back, they come into the resonance of the unity consciousness, which is no separation.
Yes, love it. Donna, amazing stuff. Can I just ask you if we can just go back to the endocrine system?
Of course.
Because I think we went a little bit off topic, but that was my fault. The endocrine system and the chakra system, if someone's got a wound, or like you said, you're seeing the things in reverse, you're seeing the shadow, you're seeing what needs to be healed. Which system do you see it in first? Do you see it in the endocrine system? Do you see it in the chakra system? Like, where can someone expect, oh my God, what kind of system am I working with now? Do you know what I mean?
I see it in both.
Okay, good.
So this is... This is a metaphor, but everything is a metaphor. If you believe, you can see things and you can bring a metaphor to able to explain it. It's a pathway.
Yes.
And often to a client, I will say your river system, your pathway between your thymus gland and your thymus chakra looks like after a storm. It's got all this debris in it and we need to clear it out. So through that process of seeing it as a colour resonance and then using the sound, I'm able to bring the frequency of vibration through the higher dimensions connected to source, because the light that I use to emanate to see what I see is not my light. It's the light through the vessel as a conduit that I am. I'm not the healer. I'm the vessel. I take pride in the work that I do on myself to be as clean and as clear as I can be. But the light directed to source sends the energy, and I just go through every single client that comes to me. It's part of whether they're aware of it or not. I clean the chakra system in relationship to the endocrine system. So I go to the crown and I'll connect to the pituitary, or I'll go to the pituitary and then connect to the crown. And then I'll also go through the whole river system. So as I mentioned the glands earlier, I will take the pituitary and I'll go all the way down to the ovaries and the testes and bring it all the way back, making sure that river or pathway is completely clear. And that river or pathway then becomes the pathway into the brain. and into the vagus nerve, back to the nervous system that we talked about. And
Yeah.
then the neurons become clean, the atoms, the cells, and then there's also the greater part of it, which is probably another day, is the mitochondria. And that is an incredible aspect of bringing our DNA and the mitochondrial DNA into alignment as well, which is also shown to me through the pathways of the endocrine system.
Yeah, perfect. Donna, with what you're saying, the endocrine system, our nervous system, the light, working with chakra, I want you to confirm a statement or tell me what you think of this statement. You know, it's kind of talked in our industry that if anything is to really manifest physically, it kind of starts in our etheric body.
Yes.
And then it comes into the physical form. So is that right in saying that, or what are your thoughts on that kind of?
So every experience is perceived as our reality, and everything is a condition from our perception through how we perceive what is happening around us, through us as an experience, as a situation, as a feeling. But we talk of the law of attraction.
Yes.
How you feel inside is what is going to emanate into your field. So when you look at the aura, and the aura is way more complex than just four sections of this. Spiritually is our outer layer, then we move into our mental layer, emotional layer, and our etheric layer, and then into our physical body. So yes, our aura is a little bit like it accumulates dust particles, and those dust particles can then coagulate into experiences that we attract into our field. And if those experiences don't resonate, and again, I'm never going to use that word wrong or right, if they don't resonate, we're best to not judge them, witness them, step back out of our own space and have a look at, you know, they use this expression in our field, get out of our own way, surrender. And it is a really important thing to do. Like
very hard, sorry, I don't know how to describe it, use another word, but can be very hard.
Can be very difficult, very challenging. But journaling is a wonderful way to do that, and just write down your feelings. But you're exactly right. It comes in through our energetic field and will then come in through the chakras. And our chakras and our body is our greatest tool to tell us something. Once it hits the body, there's something not in alignment, right?
Yes.
You have a pain in your knee, you've got to go do something about it. But it did actually start out in our etheric and our auric layers. So things come down through our higher chakras, things come up through the energetic channel of Mother Earth, and it also comes through our energetic field. So I don't want to confuse people because it's not complicated. It's not complicated, it's complex.
Yes.
It's complex, but it's not complicated when you can see it and you've been trained in it and you live and do it every single day for a long, long time.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the next question I need to ask is, you've been doing this for 14 years. I've been doing this for like 3 years, but obviously working on myself for a bit longer. But if someone's new hearing all of this information, they're going, what? I have an endocrine system? What? I have a nervous system? What? I have chakras and this etheric? Like, what's a simple explanation that you can say to someone, hey, it's okay.
You're enough.
Yeah.
You're enough just as you are.
Is that enough to say to someone that, you know, I've got knee pain, but it's okay? Like,
it's okay for now. Let's discover, let's explore what's related to that knee pain. So if somebody came into me and was quite a newbie to spiritual work, and I will be honest, I don't rarely get newbies these days because I have been doing this for such a long time. So coming back to 101 is a little difficult for me. So thank you for putting me on the spot to bring it back to that. No,
I just had to, because even myself, I'm like, okay, I need to process it and come back to
so someone with knee pain, the knees are related to the solar plexus chakra. So, and the solar plexus chakra is our self-esteem, our self-worth. That's why I said, you know, being enough is really a really big calling, that, you know, you really are enough as you are. Nothing's broken, but that knee is trying to tell us something that is past its use by date. Okay. So bringing it back to its simplest form, we would go in, relate, and being able to look at the cosmic blueprints almost immediately as somebody walks into my field, I'm able to give it language.
Yes.
And I'm able to go, well, okay, the knee, and I always tell, I like to be a healer teacher, so I always will tell all of my clients and students, that knee is related to the solar plexus chakra, and I'll give them teachings and understanding. So
Perfect.
we would look at their worth. We would look at how they feel about themselves in their life, what's making them feel less than, or what's blockages, how's their childhood, what's their relationship to their family, and where do they sit in their world and how do they see them, and most importantly, what story are they telling themselves?
Yeah, all that from a simple knee pain.
Yes.
And I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I did fall over the other day and straight away hit my knee. So I'm like, yeah, I think I need to look at that.
Yes. And I saw my son yesterday and he said to me, I ran 10 kilometres yesterday, Mum, and my right knee's hurting.
Yes.
Straight away I go masculine side, solar plexus, there's something going on around your ability to step into your power, around your masculine energy. And he goes, and because he's grown up with me, he just goes, thanks, Mum, I'll go away and write about it. I'm like, but he's an advanced student, even though he's a young man. So, but he gets that language, and you do have to be around this language to understand it. And I appreciate that. Sometimes, you know, my friends do say I speak a language that sometimes people find it hard to understand, but it's a full-time job for me, so I don't know much different. I'm trying.
You're doing fantastic.
Thank you.
And you've kind of led into the next question, because we've talked about it, the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine. So just the simple fact that you said right side is masculine, left side is feminine.
Yes.
Explain yin and yang, and why is it so important to have it be balanced or in...
So yin and yang, as you said, it's the masculine and feminine aspects, but truly it's the representation of the whole duality and polarity that represents the three-dimensional world. Yeah. So, you know, when we look at ourselves as a being, we look at ourselves as a feminine aspect and a masculine aspect. Now, all men have the yin and have the yang. So I really am very good at bringing this back to 101.
Yeah, good.
This is great for people to know. So feminine, women with the X chromosome, we really look at, we project our energy out into the world in the yin, and our yang supports our energy inside. So our inner strength is actually our yang, and our gentleness and softness. If you're aligning into that divine feminine, that is how we resonate into the world. And then the other way around, the masculine emanates the yang out into the world, that strength, that power, that truth, that logic, that practicality, and then they are the yin inside. So a true complement would be to a man is he's so strong and powerful, but he's a soft teddy bear inside. And to a woman, she's so elegant and graceful, but her inner strength is just incredible. So that is a simple way of saying that your yin and yang in a perfect world is actually in balance and in resonance. But the way that I see this, you know, people often think that it has to be 50-50. Nothing is 50-50. Nothing is black and white, and that is also yin yang. So merging them together, aligning into your unique vibration and your unique soul signature frequency, which is like your DNA, your blueprint. No person on this planet is the same. So our true combination of our yin and yang is aligned to who you are. So if we're trying to master, like some women can be really, really elegant, and we think, oh, I want to be like that. But your resonance in who you're meant to be in this world, maybe you're not meant to be as elegant as that, but you're still in your divine feminine, or not as strong as that man, but you're still in your divine masculine. So we're all here to master contracts. We're all here to master things that our soul has come here to look at in this lifetime. And we can't master everything, so hence why we have certain contracts and certain things that we have aligned before coming down into a body. So the right combination of your yin and yang is actually how you will help to peel away the layers and to become your true self, which is your best version, and who you want to be in the world. So yin and yang is really part of the whole core of the back of all energy healing, is coming into that resonance, and the word is unity. If they are working as one, we are in a unity consciousness with each other. And part of Spectrum's teachings is to heal the gap in between. And the gap in between is what we talked about before, the conditioning. And the conditioning is only in presence due to fear. Does that help?
It does. And I'm glad that you brought it back to what we started off talking about in the beginning, that all of it is just conditioning.
Just conditioning.
Just conditioning.
Through perception.
Yes.
You can put 20 people in a room and I can speak, and those 20 people will share the perception of what I've shared to 20 other people in a different way, because it comes back to our wounds, our conditioning, and how we see the world through our lens. And that's why it's really important that colour removes that veil the best that I can, removes the conditioning of my own journey so that I can heal what's in your blueprint. So I'm not putting my blueprint onto you.
Yeah, and I like that you said that as well, because you can go see some healers and they'll project their stuff.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, everyone's doing their best.
Yeah,
exactly. And it's just how much work you've done on yourself and how much knowledge and wisdom that you're able to evolve within yourself. I'm very much, people come to me and they're sometimes like, oh, I should have found you earlier. And actually I say no. Every healer that you have ever seen has prepared you for me. And I'm sure hearing me, there's a definitely complexity to how I heal and what I see and what I know. And I'm very knowledgeable and I will really honour that in myself. But not everybody's ready for me until they've reached a point where they understand some form of terminology.
Exactly. And that's what I say to myself is the right people come at the right time to do exactly what we need.
Exactly. And I will never ever listen to someone berating another healer or saying they didn't do this. Yes, they did. You wouldn't be here if those people didn't do. And the changes may have been subtle, but our energy body is very, very subtle.
It is, isn't it?
You want $1 million, but $1 million may not come until you've done the work to actually resonate to that $1 million. So every single piece of manifestation is a pathway to who you wish to become. And we're always becoming, Melissa. Yeah. We never stop becoming.
Yeah, because I love that you're saying that, because the work of healing, of seeking personal development, it doesn't stop after one session, 6 months, 1 year. It's a continual thing, right? Whether you choose to see healers, but even in our personal human relationships, you're going to get healing that way.
100%. No, my greatest healing is through my clients and my teachers and life.
Yes.
Life shows up for you every single time, and the more aware and conscious that you are, and the more mindful that you are in every moment, and that comes to presence.
Yes.
And when you don't have those distractions of all that conditioning that's stuck in your body and your energy system, the more that you realise life is a lesson in every moment, and there's beauty in everything, and you see it. There's a reflection, and it's a reflection of how far you've come as well, and there's those moments to celebrate.
Perfect. Donna, I have loved our chat. We've got a couple of minutes left of the show, but I have loved our chat today. So thank you so much for being here with me. I really hope you've had fun as well. So
absolutely, and thank you for helping me with one of my little fears, making me uncomfortable in the uncomfortable space. Well, and it's really important that the listeners hear that not all healers are au fait at everything, you know, so that we all have things we're always continuing to work on.
Absolutely.
And grow.
Yes, absolutely. Donna, we've spoken about light and colour, frequency, vibrations, yin and yang, the 8th colour ray, where it's all and nothing and everything in between. If someone is starting out to work with light or trying to understand what we've been talking about today, I said the simplest form was meditation, and if they see colour, they can, that's kind of connecting with the light as well.
Yeah, and if they see certain colours, then, go on and have a look. Read about the chakras. Read about what the colours resonate to the chakras. Read about the properties of the chakras. Yeah. That could be a whole new show just talking about the 7 chakras and what the properties and colours are in resonance. But truly the internet can supply pretty good information around that. And there's meditation apps that sometimes people say, Donna, but I can't meditate. Breathing is meditation. Just begin with breathing into your body, and if you can't stay still, walk and meditate. Walk and breathe. Put some big headphones on like you and I've got on today, and just silent out the world. And 3 or 4 minutes a day, taking a moment to stop, breathe. How does your body feel?
Yeah.
Have a look outside. Look at the nature. Look at what Mother Earth has supplied for us for free.
Yes, absolutely.
And connection to our Great Mother is so important. Lie on the grass. look at the sun, connect to the birds, and everything inside us is Mother Earth. We are the water, the fire, the air, the earth, the light, the ether, the spirit, the akasha that's in the consciousness. So just begin by reconnecting to yourself. And if you don't exercise or move your body, start there too.
Yeah, nice.
You know, I'm not suggesting a crazy CrossFit class or anything like that. Just move.
Just simple walking.
Stretch.
Yes.
Yeah. Swim.
Yes. Oh my God. Absolutely love it. Donna, is that this where you'd recommend people to start walking or just move your body?
Move your body, walking,
meditation.
breathing.
I want to actually, the last thing I want to leave people with, and I might go to a song, but we've got time. Donna, when we were chatting in between breaks and stuff, you said that I hope you don't mind me sharing this, but you wrote a few notes down for the show, but you said, I went old school, writing pen to paper, right? And you spoke about journaling. Now, I journal and I give that as an exercise for most of my clients to do as well, to journal. But what's the power in the pen?
So the power,
and connecting and journaling, what's the power in that, and how is that can be a starting point as well?
That is every point.
Yeah.
Because our mental plane is often the cognitive place that holds on to those conditionings and the beliefs.
Yeah.
So when we hold on to something, we have had a replica of behaviours that create the conditioning, that creates something that says this is how it's meant to be. And when we live our life, we are trying to prove to ourselves that that conditioning is true. So once you start journaling, you start getting it out of your head. And you know, in this world that we live in our spiritual community, we talk about getting out of the head and getting into the heart. Well, you can start with, I don't feel good enough because. And you just start write. Let yourself write. Just write and write. Everyone knows how to write. And please don't type it. No. Write it. And I did. I wrote in the old school, and it really is so much more because it's in you. And the power of the polarity of your hand that writes will allow the energy comes in through one side and out through the other. So when you're typing, you're using two hands. So it's not quite in alignment with what the left and right brain is asking you to download. And ask any question you want. How should I get myself a new job? Start writing. How should I lose weight? What's stopping me from losing weight? I need a new relationship. Why am I blocking a man or a woman coming into my life? Just write. And truly every day I write. I have journals all over the place. I think there's a few novels in there somewhere with all my journaling. And it clears my head. And if I did not do that, I would not be able to be the cognitive and conduit as a channel that I am to be the healer that I am without getting it out of the crazy head. Because we all have a crazy head.
Absolutely. And oh my God, so Donna, I have to have you back because I absolutely loved what you said. We can expand so much more on what we've talked about as well. And I love that we've left with the journaling. Get it out of your head, get it on pen to paper. It's not as good as typing, just physically writing stuff.
Physically doing everything.
Yeah.
Like you can do all the energetic work, but then physically show up so you will embody it.
Yes.
And when you embody it, that's when the butterfly wings come on. And you may notice that I have my gold butterfly around my neck today because it really represents the embodiment of spirituality. And as we said earlier, becoming more spiritual actually means become more human.
Yes.
Be in that body so the light can be held in the cells. So the cells will be the alchemy of allowing you to be the best version of yourself in this physical reality. And the greatest word that I'd like to leave with you and all of the audience is spectrum healing is about purification.
Yeah.
You purify what no longer serves, you will become who you always know that is in you. Yeah. Your greatest potential is inside you, but you have to move what is no longer serving out of the way. Yes. And remember, nothing's broken. Yes. Nothing's broken. Donna. They're all lessons that need to be released.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, I love it. Thank you.
My pleasure. You're so welcome.
I got immersed in what you were saying. I'm like, hang on a second, I've got to do stuff. But like, absolutely loved what you're saying. Hopefully the listeners have enjoyed it too. We've got about a minute left, so I just want to say thank you, guys. You're listening to the Hummingbird Talks with Melissa. I'm here every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Donna, thank you so much for being here. I have a different guest on each week. My next guest, we are going to talk about stress and overwhelm as well, and talk about EFT tapping off the top of my head, but we're going to talk about so much more. Donna, thank you so much. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this, but I'll leave you with partially a song. And you might know this, or you might want to get up and dance to this as well. It's called Love Shack, so enjoy just a little bit here.
I love this song.
I love it too. Oh my God, Donna.
Was that good? Did we do well?
Amazing. I'm going to give you a hug. Guys, stay tuned. We're going to do another video just quickly after this, but thanks for watching. Thank you, Bianca. Sorry, I was reading your comment as well, but you've been amazing, Bianca, and I'm so glad that we both know Bianca.
She's an awesome support. Awesome, gorgeous woman.
Yeah, so I will reply to your comments, or even Donna will reply to your comments later, but stay tuned. Thanks, guys.